SV Pandey Academy. Today we are going to solve some examples. Today we are going to look some more questions to clear your concepts. Now we are going to learn example 1. An iron ball of mass 3 kg is released from a height of 125 meter and falls freely to the ground. Assuming that the value of g is 10 meter per second square, calculate first time taken by the ball to reach the ground. Second, velocity of the ball on reaching the ground. And third is the height of the ball at half the time it takes to reach the ground. First, what is given? Here the mass of the iron ball is 3 kg. Kg is the mass of unit of mass. Distance traveled by the ball means the ball is released from a height. So the distance traveled is 125 meter. And the body falls freely to the ground. Means its initial velocity of the ball u is equals to 0. And the deceleration happens, therefore a is equals to g. That is 10 meter per second square. The value of g we have finally concluded. First, using Newton's second law of equation of motion, we can calculate the time taken by the ball to reach the ground. So, by using Newton's second law, s is equals to ut plus half at square. The value of s, that is height, means displacement, is 125 meter, is equals to u. U we are taken as 0 because the initial velocity of the ball u is equals to 0. Plus half into a into t square. A means acceleration. Deceleration happens, therefore the value of a is equals to g. Therefore a is equals to 10 into t square. Now we can calculate it easily by just dividing 5t square we get. Therefore t square is equals to, by taking 5 downside 125, we can calculate the value of t. The value of t is 5 seconds. Now we are calculating the ball takes 5 seconds to reach the ground. Now we are going to calculate the velocity of the ball on releasing the ground. According to the Newton's first law of equation of motion, final velocity is equals to v is equals to u plus at. As we know the formula, we can conclude it easily. U is equals to 0 as we written over here, plus a is equals to 10 meter per second square. A into t, the value of t we had calculated now, 5 seconds. Therefore, by calculating the value, we can easily get 5 meter per second. The velocity of the ball on reaching the ground is 50 meter per second. Now we have calculated first and second. Now we are going to calculate the third, that is the height of the ball at half the time it takes us to reach the ground. Half the time means t is equals to 5 by 2. So by calculating 2.5 second, the value of t is 2.5 second. Ball's height at this time is equals to 5. According to the Newton's second equation, we can easily write s is equals to ut plus half at square. Here we also have to put the value to calculate the height of the ball at half the time is taken to reach the ground. Therefore, s is equals to 31.25. But we have only calculated the height. But what is the distance? What is the half time required to reach the ground is still remaining. Thus, the height of the ball at half time is equals to 125. Means the value that we have calculated at the height h, 125 meter, we have to minus. By subtracting the equation 1 and equation 2, we can easily get, we can get, this is the equation 2 and this is the equation 1. Simply we can get the answer. Therefore, thus the height of the ball at half time is 93.75 meter. We have calculated all the value by taking the simple formula, that is using Newton's second equation, using Newton's first equation, and by solving some questions. Now we are moving to second example. Example 2. A tennis ball is thrown up and reaches a height of 4.05. Here we can easily say the height of the tennis ball is from which it is reaches is 4.05 meter before coming down. What was its initial velocity? How much total time will it take to come down? Here what have been asked that what was the initial velocity? First we have to calculate the initial velocity, and then we have to calculate the total time will it take to come down. Means the tennis ball which is thrown, how much time it will take to come down. Assume that g is equals to 10 meter per second square given. For the upward of the ball, the final velocity of the ball is equals to v is equals to 0. Means the final velocity that we have not concluded yet is v is equals to 0. Distance travelled by the ball means the height which is travelled is 4.05 meter. Now the acceleration happens, that is a is equals to minus g because it is thrown negative direction. Means it is opposite in direction, therefore we have written here minus g. Minus g is equals to minus 10 meter per second square. Now we have to use the Newton's third law of equation to solve this question. The Newton's third law of equation of motion is v square is equals to u square plus 2as. What is v square? V square is nothing but is equals to 0. Is equals to u square plus 2 into minus 10. We have written the value of a which is equals to minus of g, means deceleration is happening here. Therefore we have written minus 10 into 4.05. S means displacement, means height from which the tennis ball reaches. U square is equals to 81. U is equals to 9 meter per second. By taking the square root, we can easily write the value of u is equals to 9 meter per second. The initial velocity of the ball is 9 meter per second. Now we have calculated the initial velocity, that is 9 meter per second. Now we have to calculate how much time it will take to come down, means how much time the tennis ball take to come down the ground. Now let's see the example. Now let us consider the downward motion of the ball takes t seconds, means the position of the ball which is coming down, we have to calculate it by taking seconds is equals to t to come down. Now the initial velocity of the ball is 0, that is u is equals to 0 because there is no initial velocity given over here. Distance travelled by the ball on reaching the ground is 4.05 as written over here. The height of the ball to reach the ground is 4.05 meter. We can easily write the value. As the velocity and the acceleration are in the same direction, means in this case the velocity and the acceleration are in the same direction, means it is in downward direction. A is equals to g is equals to 10 meter per second square. Here we have not written minus g because the velocity and the acceleration are in same direction, and here we have written minus g because they both are in opposite direction. According to the Newton's second equation of motion, we can easily write s is equals to ut plus half at square. S means the displacement, that means the height is 4.05 meter is equals to u. The initial velocity we have written that is 0 because it's released down the ground, plus half at square. A is equals to acceleration is equals to 10 meter per second into t square. T square is equals to 4.05 divided by 5. By calculating or dividing the equation, we can get t square is equals to 0.81. By taking the simple square root, we can write t is equals to 0.95. Now the ball will take 0.95 to reach the ground. It will take the same time to go up. The total time is equals to 2 into 0.9 is equals to 1.8 second. Means by calculating 2 into 0.9, we can get 1.8 second. Thank you students. If you like my video, then please like, share and subscribe.